Hi, it's Cobra1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox, and today I've got a fun 1v1. This is Deavo in his fully heavily armoured, massively hefty Cobra Mark IV, I think he calls Bob, versus my Clipper, which I call Rose, which is my pirate Clipper, which has the worst shields on any ship. It's just basically a conveyance for the 7A hatchbreaker, which I will extol the virtues of the 7A hatchbreaker to anyone. It's a wonderful piece of piracy kit. Now, the only way I was going to win this fight, or like even take on this fight, is because I had more speed and I could do this every single time my shields went down. And that is... So Deavo's Cobra is very rock solid, my Clipper is very paper thin. His Cobra is called Bob, because Deavo has no respect for the fact that ships should be named after girls. He's not old fashioned like me, obviously, you know. And I've called my ship Rose, after a hen that once survived a fox attack and was tough as old boots. Ironically, when I named the ship after her, it was a lot tougher, and it wasn't a pirate ship. But my Clipper has taken on many forms in the days since I've had it. Now, I tried to do the usual thing of persuading Deavo not to attack me by hatchbreakering him and giving him a no cargo free to go. Sometimes this works when people are intent on attacking me. They kind of get the point and I then jump away. But Deavo still wanted to, you know, keep coming and have the fight. So I'm in a large ship, he's in a small ship. I know technically the Clipper's kind of like everyone treats it as a medium, but technically it's a large ship in the game, and Deavo's in a small ship. I got to make a stand somewhere. I can't be seen to be running away. So my plan was send him the no cargo free to go, and if he stops shooting at me, just chat to him. But if he continues firing, then we're in for a fight, and that means a lot of running away and recharging my shields, and basically chipping away at him with frag passes, which Cobra versus frags is actually a really bad thing. You'll see me angle out and pre-turn a lot to try and catch him on a flatter surface, because head on the Cobra just, as long as the Cobra is facing you, there's nothing to it. It's so flat and thin. The Cobra Mark IV is a little bit thicker, but still, it's a really good ship to actually use against frags and PAs, because it's so thin it's quite hard to hit, and as long as you're facing your target in a Cobra, you're in for a good time. So you can see me pulling out and trying to get top bottom a couple of times in this fight, like flaring out the angle to try and hit more pellets on the frags. Yeah, those really juicy DPS stats that you see on a frags, you got to take into account that's only if all pellets hit. So the more the merrier, the more you can hit, the better. You know, frags are really brutal weapons. Deavo, I think, is using an all multi-cannon build. I believe he's got just all normal multi-cannons on there, no enforcers, which surprises me, because the hardpoint placement of the 3 small hardpoints on a Cobra Mark IV is probably the best asset. And yeah, I use 3 fixed missiles on mine because it's just such good hardpoint placement for fixed weapons. But I think Deavo's all gimbaled multis. I'm sure you can correct me in the comments down below if not. Now, you know, I'm trying my best to like not be a complete pussy in this fight and run away too much, but I've got to say, you know, Deavo's ship's going to do a lot more damage than mine, and I'm going to take my time and try and do what I can to eke out my shields and keep my distro ticking over, because I want to camp those 4 pips to shields as much as possible. I want to make sure I pass him at max speed, so I'm out the other side before he turns on me and gets those frags back on me. And just generally time those boost pass and make sure that I run away at the best times. Yeah, and obviously anytime my shields go down, that's straight runaway time. Yeah. The rams weren't a good idea for me, but they're also not a good idea for him when his shields are down. Yeah, it's not good. I don't think it's a good idea for either of us, to be honest, but it was the only thing that was going to get this fight over quicker, because honestly, with me having to run away and reboot my shields like as often as I was doing, and the speed advantage I've got, this was probably very, very boring for poor Deavo. I hate fighting like this. I really had no choice in this one. I hate it when people do this to me, because quite often I'm in the big, heavy, slow ship. That is just the way I fight. But as you can see, when it comes to a clobbering ram like that, I have to go out and get my shields back, because those gimbaled multis will tear me a new one very, very quickly. This thing has very little hull, and what hull it has is very, very weak. So yeah, those big clunky hits, I can't take too many of them. And you'll see as the fight goes on, there's some change in strategy, some delaying tactics, some conversations just to keep him entertained. You know, I'm going all out on, like, you know, trying my best to win this, and, you know, unfortunately that means I'm using the cheesiest of cheesy tactics. If the roles were reversed, I would have just low waked up and declared victory on the basis the other guy was running away. But Deavo's sticking at it, and I've got to say, his ship is a lot tougher than mine, and I really should be avoiding rams at this point. But I can't help it. 4 pips to shields, and I see a ship smaller than me. Like, rubbing's racing. But this time, rather than run away, I think I'll put in an ad break, really pad out this video. So we're going to take a pause to take a quick look at what you guys sponsor. With your guys' views, you help out Big Red Rooster Cockerel Rescue, helping out cocks of all sizes, all shapes, and for the love of the cock, keep watching so we can raise money for this lovely little animal rescue and save birds, my little co-pilot here. Yeah, a huge thanks to you all for watching my videos this month. We've done very well. You know, a good $25 solid for the rescue, which, you know, every little helps. It's a bag of feed. It's a bag of feed I don't have to pay for out of my wages, so it's great. As for Deavo does YouTube content as well. I will put a link to his channel in the description. Go check it out. He does some amazing shorts. He does some wonderful content. He's really going to embrace that shorts thing, I think. I think that's his way to go, because his shorts are really entertaining. But, you know, this fight I don't think is one that's going to make it into anyone's shorts, because it's, yeah, it's quite a long fight, but that might be my fault, because I utilise this, this strategy of doing what? At this point, I have absolutely and utterly lost all track of how many times I've had to run away and get my shields back up. The good thing is they're very quick to come back up. The bad thing is Deavo's ripping me a new one. I mean, my hull's getting really low. He's on pretty low hull as well, but, you know, as it goes, this is going to be a close fight. At some point, I'm going to have to change strategy, and I'm not that confident in the strategy I'm thinking of pulling off. I literally at this point was racking my brain as to what I could do to try and beat Deavo, and I had an idea, but it did, well, it was a good idea, it was a sound idea, but it did involve one crucial element which, you know, I'd been doing quite a lot of already in this fight. But I was kind of determined that this was going to be the very last time that I did it. I was going to try and eke out from now on just one more time, and then simp some heat sinks, use the heat sinks, come back in, put some more pips into engines, and get some orbiting on the go. You know, try my best to finish this fight with only one more instance of me totally and utterly and completely doing this. Yeah, so this time I think I ran away for an extended period of time, got some new heat sinks on the go, got my shields back, and really had to think as to what I could do to try and, like, win this fight from here, because clearly things had to change. I was taking too much hull damage. Once you get to below 20%, the integrity of your ship starts, like, really getting compromised, and you lose more hull. Like, after 20% is when you start losing a lot of hull. Now, so Deavo's getting his shields back, I've got my shields back, and then I finally come up with the idea of what I'm going to do. It's, you know, a bold strategy, but it might just work. You know, it's going to really sort of be down to if I can time it right, take Deavo by surprise at the sudden change in strategy and the fact that I'm no longer totally running away. That was the plan. You know, really try and wang it around a little bit more, make myself more difficult to hit, come at him from different angles, really try and hit the flat side of his ship, stay in there as long as I could, really get those boosts on the go, you know, not worry so much about camping the shields, avoid the rams for God's sake, and just really like try a bit. Yeah, I had to change this up right at the end, use some heat sinks, just change what was happening, and it worked out for me. I got lucky enough that I had just enough shields to get through this little bit of an end game fight. And I gotta say, GG to Deavo. I would not have stayed in there in your shoes. It was very clear that I was going to run away very many times to get this done. And yeah, this is a ridiculous fight. It was quite fun. It was incredibly drawn out. It was incredibly stupid. But yeah, my massive pirate ship with its frag cannons, overcharged tier 5 frag cannons and Grum Bomb missile did finally manage to beat poor little Bob, the little Cobra Mark IV. I'm not proud of the way I did it. You know, I'm not proud of the performance or the piloting, but the result was the one that I was inevitably going to get if I ran away enough and kept recharging those shields. I can't believe how much I had to cheese this to win, and even though I did win, I felt like this.
Run away, bravely ran